Hi, friends, and welcome to another episode of Strange Times Poetry Broadcast. I'm coming to you live from the Poetry Bookshelf to share with you 3 uplifting poems. If you haven't watched this before, please like and subscribe to Strange Times Poetry Broadcast page on Facebook. That way you'll know when our next episode is coming out and all other important information. I'm so glad that you're joining me today. I'm going to be talking about the best of it, or making the best of it. I think that sometimes making the best of it can be a strength, to turn lemons into lemonade, to keep a positive outlook. Sometimes it's an act of resistance in the face of struggle, of difficult times, to choose to find the silver lining. And other times it's just what we're being forced to do. Sometimes making the best of it is insurmountable, and it's okay to say in this moment, I can't make the best of it. Other times, it's just what we're forced to do, and it takes a lot of strength and resilience to be that person who makes the best of it, who has to be there for other people around them in this time. I think all of these things are valid. The first poem that I'm going to read is called The Best of It. It's from this lovely book by Kay Ryan, which I would highly recommend you checking out. Kay Ryan's poems are very short. She has very short lines. Poems are short and sweet, and she has a biting wit. And I think this poem, The Best of It, it sort of plays with that dichotomy between the joy of making the best of it and how that's a positive thing, and also sometimes the futility or difficulty of it. And I love how the poem can be read both ways. So this is the best of it. The best of it. However carved up or pared down we get, we keep on making the best of it, as though it doesn't matter that our acre's down to a square foot, as though our garden could be one bean, and we rejoice if it flourishes, as though one bean could nourish us. So I think some of the beauty of this poem is just in the images, the strength of them. Our acres down to a square foot. I think everyone's feeling that way these days. Our acres down to our living room. Our personal space is down to 6 feet when we're outside. And we rejoice if that one bean flourishes, and that's making the best of it. But one bean can't really sustain us. So there's the dichotomy of the wishful thinking of making the best of it, whereas at the same time there's the strength of sometimes just having to. And I love how that comes into play in this poem. The next poem I'm going to read is by Jennifer Barber. She was my editor at Salamander magazine, where I read poetry for them and wrote reviews. And her poetry is just stunning, and I'm so glad to be able to share some with you. This is called Motion Harmony 2. It originally appeared in the Missouri Review. And Jennifer Barber's most recent collection is called Works on Paper, and I would recommend checking it out. Motion Harmony 2. The pears that dropped from the failing tree are pale bronze with sunlit copper spots, rotting in the grass, already riddled with wasps. By pear I mean pear, not a buzzing riddled heart. At least I think I do. The flesh of it laid bare by the intricate, steady work of mouth, the tunneling, collapsing passageways. So in addition to that imagery, the pear as a buzzing, riddled heart, maybe. I love how this poem does turn lemons into lemonade. The fallen fruit, the failing tree becomes something absolutely beautiful. The heart becomes tunneled and riddled by the work of the mouth, and yet there's something delightful about that. It's both painful and beautiful at the same time. Maybe we're all feeling a little bit riddled. And this poem says it can be in our riddledness, in our collapsing passageways, we can be beautiful as well. And for my last poem, this is another one of those making the best of it situations. My wife and I were on vacation in Lesbos, Greece, for reasons that are about as funny as the idea of two lesbians going to Lesbos. And we show up, and the island has the first snow in 40 years, and everything closes. And so we decide to take a drive because that's all there is to do. And the roads are harrowing, and the car is sliding, and we just make the best of our vacation because that's all we've got to do. The lesbian roads. The lesbian roads run ragged, rage across the snowy fields, gone white for the first time in 40 years, olive trees captured in tents of ice, an entire orange crop lost. My hands, gone white, grasp a worn handle as we plunge forward on toy wheels, lost in the frozen oranges, and you can't stop driving. The medieval towns toy and tie us up like bundles of snow or flies that haven't yet felt the net. We can't go to the medieval monastery or the petrified forest. What isn't closed, covered in flutes of ice? A growling dog, abandoned Vespas, a petrified man sliding backwards towards us in his useless van, the army jeeps crawling towards refugee camps abandoned in the storm. We're not here to witness them, our plans useless in the snow, a slick water raging across the gray roads. The most beautiful sight was those ancient olive trees covered in tents of ice. I don't think it was good for them, but it was stunning. And maybe we are living in a world of moments like the iced over trees, those moments of beauty. Maybe they're not good for us, but they're there, and we can find a moment to see them. And just make the best of it, whatever that means. I hope you stay safe, stay sane, and I'll see you soon. Bye!